What about someone that's more mid-career? Maybe you are at a conference and you bump into a coworker from a job like 10 years ago, and they say, "Hey, Gabe, congratulations on your continued success. I'm glad to hear it's going so well for you. But if you have a few minutes, I'd like to grab a cup of coffee or sit down for lunch. I'm going through some growing pains. I'm trying to figure out what my next move should be on my career. I'm little bit burned out. I know I want to stay in digital infrastructure, but I don't know which way to go." What advice would you give to someone that used to be fairly friendly with, at least a work friend 10 years ago, and they're coming to you for advice, some guidance, a little bit of mentorship?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would do two things. Number one, I think take the risk works the entire way through your career, right? And obviously risk is of different levels. So, be willing to understand that. But the biggest thing to do is to take a moment and step back and figure out what it is that you want to be doing, right? Not a title, not a company, but what are the actions, what are the things that you want to be doing in the workspace that would bring you to a level of peace within your day-to-day employment and work activities, right? And that is not an easy question to answer. I can tell you that I was chasing that answer with my own self for many years and didn't really come up with an answer until I actually had a 1.5 hour commute both ways, so 3 hours every day, and was forced with traffic to be able to figure out what it is. I had to sit with my own brains and figure out what I wanted to do, what were the things I wanted to be doing. And I think that's most important, right? I think when we are stuck in the effort to look what our next step is, we are dealing with our day to day works. We're then stuck in this circle of, I don't want to do this, I want to do something different, struggle internally, but never figuring out what it is. And so we're quick to take that next job because of the title is what we're chasing, and never trying to figure out is the responsibilities and duties something that will make me excited every day that when I wake up, right? Am I waking up and I'm like, I am ready to go. I like what's happening, right? And even if you're going to have a tough conversation, sure, that happens everywhere in life, but overall, are we happy with what's going on? So take the time to define that. And those are the things that I mentor and ask people about. It's not, hey, I have a HR recruiter to talk to, or I know of a job opening. It's even before we get to that, we need to understand what is it today that you do that you like? What is it tomorrow that you want to do? And then how do we bridge that gap? How do we translate what you're doing today to those things? And then where is that role? Maybe it's in your current role and you just have to be coached through having a conversation with your first line leader to redefine. And so it's not always leave job, leave company, find new. So I think there's a lot of opportunities, but it always starts with what is it that I want to do? And that's the advice that not only I would give, but what I do give. So if anyone out there finds me at a conference or in an airport, you ask me the question, just know this is the answer you're getting.
Make sure you're passionate and excited about getting out of bed in the morning. And the moral of the story is if you're going to have 3 hours a day of commuting, you got to really, really, really love what you're doing to.
Absolutely. Yeah, you really have to like it, and just know that at some point you're going to be forced to be trapped with your own thoughts, which is scary at first, but it might lead you to a better course in life, kind of like it did for me recently.